Is there a certain percentage of my revenue I should spend on marketing? What's the best rule when starting to market my criminal defense firm? All right, so I don't have like a specific strategy or a specific percentage of my revenue that I spend on marketing, because I kind of look at marketing as an investment rather than an expense. So what I always tell lawyers is, if you can look at your if you can figure out your numbers, right? Because that's the biggest mistake most people make, is they don't know their numbers, right? So if you can figure out, let's say you're running a Facebook ad, right? And you spend, say we do $1,000 in ad spend, right? Here, I'm gonna write this down so I don't screw this up. So we spent $1,000, right? And from that $1,000, we got, I'm just gonna do really simple math. We got 25 leads, and we got 2 cases, 2 clients, right? So what does that tell us? That tells us that it costs $40 to get a lead, right? Yeah, $40 to get a lead, and it costs $500 to get a case, right? So now the numbers are not going to be this clean, right? But as you run ads, as you spend more and more time running ads and kind of understand your numbers, then you kind of will start to understand how much it costs to get a lead and how much it costs to get a case. And then what you do is you figure out, okay, once you really know your numbers, you figure out, okay, how many cases do I want, right? And then once you know how many cases you want, then you can kind of set, so if cases cost you $500 and you want 10 cases, you want to bring in 10 cases this month, then you kind of know that you need to spend around $5,000 to get those cases, right? So, and it's difficult because in the beginning of marketing, you're really going to be doing some testing, right? So that's why I really say that, like, everything you do in the beginning should really be about providing value and trying to start conversations with people. So if you're a criminal defense attorney, most criminal defense attorneys want to get DUI cases, right? So what I would focus on is creating content that people who just got a DUI would find extremely valuable, and answers all the questions that they have. So, for example, how do I avoid losing my license? Talk about, maybe create a video about a hardship license. Maybe create a video about the DMV hearings, if that's something that happens in your state. I know in Florida, you have like 10 days to request a DMV hearing. Maybe create a video that talks about all the different ways that your law firm uses to get DUI cases thrown out or pled down to lesser charges. And like all of these different things that people are interested. Like how do you protect someone's reputation if they got a DUI? If you got a DUI, are you going to go to jail? Like all these things that people are thinking. And if you run these types of ads as engagement ads, and then you start using Facebook's tools to create custom audiences, and basically what you do is you go into Facebook's audience section, and you say, so what you do is you go into Facebook's audience section, and then you say everybody that watched, a percentage of this video. So 25% of this video, add them to the list to show all of my future videos to, because when people are watching your stuff, one, they're a warm audience, and two, there's a good chance that they got a DUI or they have some sort of some sort of reason that they're watching, that they're interested in your content. In the beginning, it's going to be spending a little bit more money just to kind of warm up the audience and to get your data, so to speak. So just understand that you're going to have to spend a little bit more in the beginning to get to that point where you're not worrying about what percentage of your revenue you're spending, but you're more focused on how much does it cost me per lead, how much does it cost me per phone call, how much does it cost me per case. So, is there a certain percentage of your revenue you should be spending on marketing? I don't know the answer to that because I don't know what your revenue is. If your revenue is $5,000, then, I don't know, versus, if your revenue is $100,000, I guess you're just starting, so you're not doing $100,000. But, you really got to figure out what you can afford. Another thing you can do is you can do a lot of stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money or that's free. You can go and you can create content. I call it the PSA style content, right? Where you create content on your personal profile that does not feel like ads, that basically feels like a PSA. So if you're a criminal defense attorney, you say, hey, everybody, this is Mike. And listen, I want to, I know you guys know I'm a criminal defense attorney. I want to talk to you about something that I think is absolutely ridiculous. It's happening to a lot of my clients right now. So what's happening is the police are starting to set these DUI checkpoints up, and I'm not advocating drinking and driving, but what's happening is they're actually tricking people into doing, you know what I mean? So like you basically provide some sort of information, like some sort of really valuable information where you can say like, look, if this ever happens to you, make sure to, know your rights in these things, and know what your right is, and know that you don't have to do this, and you don't have to take the breath test or whatever it is, and you can say, so basically, what you're trying to do is you're just trying to put information out there, and what will happen is if the information is valuable enough, then your friends will actually share the content because it's actually useful information. And doing that, you'll get a lot of reach, and you'll probably start getting people that will reach out to you saying, "Hey, I'm your cousin's next door neighbor," because somebody shared it, and you'll start getting reach that way. And then you can also take those videos and you can run those as engagement ads also. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can advertise, and I actually have a couple videos on YouTube about that. Ways you can advertise that don't actually involve a lot of money or any money at all. While you're getting started, and you can start kind of building up some cases, building up some bankroll. So that's kind of what I would do there.